To all of our visitors, please stand in a position that is comfortable for you and acknowledging our Creator. Everyone, please repeat after me. Allah.
Allah.
Father of the universe.
Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love.
Truth.
Truth.
Peace.
Peace.
Freedom.
Freedom.
And justice.
And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide.
My guide.
My salvation.
My salvation.
By night.
By night.
And by day.
And by day.
Through his holy prophet.
Through his holy prophet.
Drew Ali.
Drew Ali.
Amen.
Amen.
Islam family. Please remain standing. In one point of our lives, needed help. How many of us, when we had reached what some will call rock bottom, we've needed help, we've asked for help? Now the question is, where did we get that help from? Who did we get that help from? Islam. Because how many of us still maintain that faith when we are downtrodden? When we are at our lowest point during the week, during the day?
Go ahead, man.
When something that we see lowers our vibration.
Go ahead, man.
How do we raise them back up?
That's right.
Where do we get that help from? Islam?
Islam.
Young master over there said we get it from Allah. We get it by way of Allah. But it comes in different forms. Think to yourself, how many of us believe that? How many of us have faith that we will get the help from Allah? That we will receive help from Allah when we are in need when we are in need? Islam. Or how many of us we revert back to the degrees of the Negro where we become selfish? We think about what people haven't done for us. The people that may owe us stuff and owe us money or owe us a favor, and how all of a sudden we can't get in contact with them. Do we expect that help to come from us, and when we don't receive that help, do we question the abilities of Allah? When we ask for help from Allah, how do we expect to see it? How do we expect to receive it? We as Moorish Americans, the Allah that we know, the Allah that we worship, is closer to us than our jugular vein. Islam?
Islam.
So when we call out for help, how do we expect to receive it? Today, we're going to go through the Holy Quran of Mecca, and we're going to talk about one of the surahs in the Holy Quran of Mecca, Surah Nasr, the aiders or the help of Allah. One of the Muslims during the time of the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam, they asked that question. This was during the movement where they wondered, where was the help of Allah coming from? When will we receive that help? And Allah had to get to himself to receive that revelation. And we're going to go over that revelation today in minor detail. I don't want to burden you more. Long? But it starts off, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, by way of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ. That means when or if the aiders or the help of Allah comes, it will be a great opening. Some translations, a victorious opening. That word fat. It also translates to Fatah, or opening. So it says, when or if the aiders of Allah come, it will be a victorious opening. What opening are they referring to? We should ponder on that. The opening of blessings, the opening of prosperity. It says, when you see them enter the deen of Allah, there will be, when they enter the deen of Allah in groups. What is the deen of Allah? Deen, for those who do not know, translates to the means by which you will be judged. So when they say, when you see the people entering into the way which you will be judged by Allah, how will we be judged by Allah? What is that concept? Is it not Islamism? We'll be judged by our degree or how we demonstrate our Islam, our Islamism. So the question now you must ask yourself is, how often am I demonstrating my Islam, my Islamism, by way of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice? Because you think about that. If each and every one of you are demonstrating the deen of Allah, you yourself are becoming the aiders. You are becoming the help. Are y'all with me? So it says, when the help of Allah comes, there will be a victorious opening. See the people entering into the deen of Allah in groups. It didn't say, see that one person enter into the deen of Allah. It said, see the people in groups. Jummah, gathering. So what does that say? So in other words, when we start to come together as a collective, you see that glorious or that victorious opening of your blessings, of prosperity, of success, of happiness, of harmony. Islam? فَسَبِّحْ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّكَ وَاسْتَغْفِرْهُ إِنَّهُ كَانَ تَوَّابًا. It says, so therefore, give praise to your Lord. Who is our Lord? Allah. And forgiveness, for the help is near. My mistake, for He is near. So it says, therefore, give praise, give glory. Alhamd. We say it all the time. Islam, family. Power self. All is well. Alhamdulillah. All praise is due to Allah. So when we give glory to Allah, when we give praise to Allah, by way of our thoughts, works, and deeds, and we ask for forgiveness, astaghfir. Those who know the degree of Muhammad, when we see something that is not along the Sirat al-Mustaqim, along that right path, we say astaghfirullah. We ask for forgiveness. Not only for them, but for those who practice that same demonstration. And we have that same degree in our Moorish Holy Quran. When it talks about justice, it says if you cause an injury to your brother or your sister, seek a speedy reparation. So this concept is not new to us. So family, we have that power. We have that saving power. Young master over here was talking about the holy breath. That saving power. We all have that saving power. Islam? Everybody who's able to, sit up straight. Sit up straight, everyone that is able to. Close your eyes. Taking a deep breath. Exhale. Inhale again. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Islam, family. So as far as I can see, everyone is breathing pretty well, right? So when are we going to put these thoughts into action? When are we going to move? Are we waiting for the brother or sister next to you? Are you waiting for the sheikh staff? If you have a concept or a notion to make to manifest this movement, do you act upon it? We have no time for shucking and jiving. You have that idea, you move on that idea. If you're capable of demonstrating it by yourself for a certain period of time so you can show everyone else how this is working, and you say, come on, we can get this done, go ahead and do that. I said it once and I say it again, nothing happens until something moves. That is a phrase that Albert Einstein said, a European Jew. So he must have been on to something. Islam? So again, family, I leave you with this. Time never was when man was not. What am I saying? Contrary to popular belief, we're running out of time. Because when we cease to exist, our time, therefore, will cease to exist. Islam?
Islam.
I appreciate your ears, family. I leave you as I came, in the spirit of love.
So many things that are on my mind needs to be conveyed to the sons and daughters of the Asiatic nation of North America. You know, there's a lesson that comes to my mind as I think about where we are as a people. Where we are as a people in these days and times. We are moving to and fro in the earth. Islam. We're looking for sacrifices to be made. We're making sacrifices. We as a people are finding so many important things that we feel as though that are important to us, or that we feel as though important to our families. But we don't have our priorities straight. Islam. Our people are suffering for lack of knowledge. It talks about this in the Piscean record, the Holy Bible. It talks about in the book of Proverbs how our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And there's nothing new under the sun. So we're talking about a lesson that was conveyed during those times. We're talking about well over 3,000 years. That message was conveyed, that there's nothing new on that our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And we're still today, we're being destroyed for lack of knowledge because we're straying after. Didn't the prophet say we're straying after the gods in Europe or who we knew nothing of? Well, I see what he mean now. All these years I've been toiling and trying to really understand the plight of Asiatics in America, and I really come to find out that what the prophet has been telling us has been right all along. Everything that the prophet says is right on point. And we may not understand it when we read it, and it might not come to pass for years down the line, but now I'm understanding what he means when he says that. Islam? I'm understanding what he means when he says we straying after gods of Europe or who we knew nothing of. Because we find in everything, I'm saying us as a people. See, I'm not talking about you, Moors, because I know that we got a little bit of common sense. But I'm saying if one of us is suffering, so many, we all suffer. And I'm saying that we straying after the gods of Europe who we knew nothing of. We have so many, I'm trying to use my grammar the right way. We have so many priorities that are out of place. Islam? We listening to so many, we listening to what media propaganda says, as opposed to hearing our prophet. That we can't believe the prophet in some things, and then some things we say, well, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Either we gotta get in this thing all the way, or we got to step on out. Islam? We can't have 1 foot on a banana peel and 1 foot in the world. We got to be either in or out. Islam? We can't ride 2 asses going in different directions because it's going to tear us apart. We can't serve 2 masters. Jesus demonstrated that. We can't serve 2 masters. For we going to do what? We going to love one and we going to hate the other. So we got to be all in or we got to be all out. Islam? I'm going somewhere with it. Just be patient with me for a second. Because I know I can hear your thoughts. Man, what that Mo talking about? Wish he hurry up and get to you. I'm going somewhere. Be patient. I'm saying we got to be all the way in or we got to be all the way out. We can't be shucking and jiving with it. Islam? We got priorities that we not putting in place. Our people are suffering right now in the world. Islam? And the only answer to the problem of the Asiatics of America, I ain't talking about, listen, I'm not saying that the answer to the problems of the Italians or the Arabs or the Irish, I'm saying no, the only answer to the problem for the Asiatic in America is nationality. See, that's our answer. Because when we get to understanding our identity, then things are going to change. But we got to put our priorities in place. Islam? We loving gods and we loving things that have no worth. You know, it reminds me of a lesson that King Solomon demonstrated. King Solomon, father was King David. Y'all know King David, King Solomon. Well, King Solomon was out there when he took the reins, and Allah came to him, the God man, came to King Solomon and said, "You can have anything in the world for." King Solomon said, "Well, Lord, my father was steadfast in his degrees." I'm paraphrasing. He said, "My father was steadfast in his degrees, and he loved the Lord, and he served you. And if I can only be an inkling of what my father was, I'm just praying for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding so that I can govern the people the same way that my father did. That's all I'm looking for." And Allah said to, and the record says that Allah said to King Solomon, "Well, you know what? You could have asked for anything. You could have asked for the whole world and I would have gave it to you. But since you pray for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, hey, I'm going to grant you the knowledge, the wisdom, and understanding to govern the people, but I'm also going to make you rich beyond your wildest dreams.
That's right.
See, that's called sacrifice. That's called giving Allah everything that you got in you. And if we would learn the same, but see, we put everything before Allah and the Prophet. It's all, don't we?
That's right.
I mean, no, I'm not making it up, ever. We put everything before Allah and the Prophet, thinking that we're going to get riches first. We're going to get riches first, and then we'll come and we'll be a part of the Moorish Temple of America, and we'll put both feet in and not have one foot on a banana peel and one foot in the world. We'll be all the way in then, because now we done fulfilled everything we're looking for. Islam, ain't that how we demonstrate? But see, what we don't understand is that Satan give his people the whole world. He told Jesus, if you go up on that pinnacle, see, he said, if you go up on that pinnacle and cast yourself down, then the angels is going to take charge. They going to save you, but you'll have the whole world because you are protected. Come on, follow me. Isn't that what the Lord self said to Jesus?
That's right.
So Satan give his people everything. I mean, you can denounce the prophet right now. If you're looking for the world, you can denounce the prophet right now and go get the whole world. Islam? But what you going to do with it when you get it? It's going to be like that sword Damocles had then. It's going to be a price to pay. Because you done denounced the prophet, but you done sought after riches. And you done got the riches. Islam boys? Y'all boys follow me or am I just talking loud? I'm saying, I get a little parched sometimes. I'm saying that we, Moorish Americans, sometimes we get caught up with the cares of the world, just like the Asiatics. We start thinking that if we go out here, we start thinking that if we go out here and we look for the riches of the world, then we get everything because Satan done taught us that Allah bless all of his people. Allah blesses his people. We ain't meant to be. Allah didn't put us on this earth to suffer. I done heard that a multitude of times. I done heard that lesson a multitude of times. But I'm telling you, Moors, that the money don't make a man. We got to stop seeking after riches first. We got to stop seeking after the gods of Europe who we know nothing about. And we got to come into what our Prophet Noble Ali has established for us. If we seek first the kingdom of heaven, all of that's going to be added into us. And if it's not, then oh well. How many of y'all in here rich? I'm talking about earthly rich. By a show of hands. You would think I would be. The way that I hustle out here, the way that I've always hustled out here, you would think I would have everything King Solomon had plus something. But it don't work like that. It just doesn't work that way. We got to go after Allah, and we got to praise Almighty God Allah, and we got to trust in Almighty God Allah for everything that we're looking for. Moors, I'm telling you that happiness comes from within. And when we find happiness from coming into the organization of the Moorish Temple of America, now the amount of money in this world would mean nothing. Islam? It's not a dollar amount that you can put on knowing who you are. It's not a price you can put on knowing who you are. Sheiks are made upon the morals that they have. Islam? Sheiks are made upon the love that they found within their own self. That's how sheiks are made. Islam? I can tell you a sheik all day long, Mo. I can say, Mo Islam, Mo, you a sheik. All day long. But it don't mean nothing. It means absolutely nothing if you live in the same life. Some of us still live in the same lives from when we walked in the door. Some of us haven't given up on nothing. Some of us haven't put down the cares of the world yet. Some of us still have those. And if we do, all is well. No judgment here. But I'm saying some of us still got everything on us from when we were Negro, black, and colored. We got everything on us. And we want to...
Demonstration.
You know when I knew I ride? You know when I knew for me personally, this is a personal story I'm sharing with you. When I knew that Allah had did something to me, I was in New York and I was doing missionary work, out in the street, passing out fly, talking to Asiatic, and the Asiatic walked up to me and spit in my face. Now the man in me said, pick this joker up and make sure he go through the ground. Islam was? But the God in me saw that this brother was in tremendous amounts of pain because he was only as big as my son. Y'all was with me? So I know I could have demonstrated on him that way, but that wasn't what the spirit. That's when I knew. Yeah, there's something to this. There's something to Allah and the Holy Prophet. Because had this been a couple years ago, this brother might be on his way into shock trauma in a helicopter. I mean, a nice good spit too. Not no talking like I'm spitting out right now. I apologize, boys. Not that kind, not holy spit. I'm talking about from deep down within his. I mean, this brother pulled this from way down here, straight in my face. That's when I said, oh Allah. I'm saying, more, if you can't deal with that, because what do you think they did? More, they did to Jesus the ultimate. The ultimate. They did worse than spit in Jesus' face. They put the man on the cross, put the man on the tree, drove nails. The same people who he was saving.
That's right.
The same people who he had came to and was healing. The same people who he was pulling devils from. The same people who he was saving their children. They put him on a tree and put nails in his hands. And the human side came out of him up on that cross, didn't it? You didn't hear what he said? I heard him. Y'all hear? He said, he asked his father, why have thou forsaken me? Then he said, then after all of that, he said, Father, forgive them. For they know not what they do.
That's right.
See, we talk a good game, but we can't really understand and comprehend till we in that position. We talk a good game. But the man on the tree, after he went through all the emotions, because you know he ain't down the tree, right? We'll talk about that later. He went through the ordeals of death, but he didn't die there. But he went through the ordeals to the point, Moshe, you couldn't have went through that. And listen, the only way you could go through an ordeal like that is if you go down into the depth of your soul and find love in your heart. You can't go through nothing like that, no, with hatred in you. You can't stand there and go through that. Y'all was with me? So I'm saying he went through that, and he said, after he went through all of those different ordeals, and he screamed out, he said, oh Allah, well, when you call out, oh Allah, he called out, oh Allah, why have thou forsaken me? And then, after he was up there a little while longer, and he went and supped with himself some more, and came into his higher self, he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. I love you, man. Love you, Lord. I trust you with my family, Lord. Listen, this is love. I trust my daughters in your presence without me being around. I trust that they will be protected and that they will be safe with you. Islam? That's love. Y'all know what's with me? I trust everything that I got in your hands. All of you, Lord. Oh, I trust you, Lord. Oh, you have to say, you have to open up your hearts and your minds with your brothers and sisters and love and not demand love in return. Islam, you have to demonstrate that. Oh, I trust you. I love you. Oh, I trust you with my wife. That's not Islam.
They ain't going so far. Islam. Praise God, we in the house. We in the house.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I have how old is Asia? 18. Asia, young Bay is my daughter, right? She's 18 years old. When she was born, I was in the delivery room and helped her come out the womb. And my brother was standing right beside me. He didn't say, oh, you gotta go when you can't look at my wife. Because our minds wasn't there. We was high. You understand? We wasn't on no carnal stuff. That's how much I trust you, bro. Now, my wife might be somewhere else.
No doubt.
But I'm telling you that I trust you to that capacity. You understand? And she probably wouldn't be, because it was a mole there when some of these moles was born. It was moles right there, like, come on, Mo, it's love. Y'all moles with me? Because it ain't carnal. We can't be carnal like that. Boys, I'm getting that.
As I rise, that ilaha illallah. There is no person, being, or thing worthy of worship save Allah. He is the author, the creator, the governor of the world, almighty, eternal, incomprehensible. All praise is due to Allah. Highest of honor to his prophet Nuh Wali, the thought of Allah made manifest, and the last prophet in these days and times. Honors to the orange flag, the red flag, the green 5-point star, and the center represents 5 highest principles known to man, which are love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. This is a flag that has flown on these shores for over 50,000 years. I want to give honors to the forerunner of the prophet, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Deuce Ali, and the minister, Elijah Muhammad. Messenger, I should say, Elijah Muhammad. I want to give honors also to all grand bodies of the Moorish Science Temple of America, to Temple number 19, the Chief Staff, the Vanguard Staff, the Office of the Grand Governor, and especially the Hills and Bays. Islam? You know, a lot of the rules and laws and the angles that, you know, of Temple number 19. I'm going to expound on one that the chairman talked about, which is how our people move. When leaving, it's not only incumbent upon the sisters to let somebody know and have somebody come with them, but no brother's supposed to go anywhere either by himself. So the rule applies for men and women. So there is no running about it here. And that goes for the guests as well, as much as we can contain it. You know, I know people have zeal and they want to do what they want to do and they have to move. Let somebody know, because we don't want a situation. Because if something happens, then something has to happen. All right? Also, let's talk about the feds. When we talk about the feds, there's a few things. Number one, there's stories that people have been told and stories that we've taught that may not be accurate. Let's go over them. Number one, we talk about the gender that the feds is associated with. We generally say it's associated with the woman in the womb and everything like that. 360 degrees of tassel, knowledge, blah, 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 all the rest of these things. However, in the Moorish Science Temple of America, this is not a woman's headdress. I don't care if it's all white, or all white with the gold tassel, or the white tassel, none of that stuff. This is a man's headdress. It represents man's stuff. Right? Stuff is a technical term. I don't know y'all straight Alright? So we have, you know, turbans and fez, anyone, both men and women. Turbans, fez is for the men. Also, you notice there's different colors. If you are a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America and have not attained certain degrees that were conferred to you by the Moorish Science Temple of America, your fez should be red. It should be red, that's it. That's the ones that we allow, and that's the ones we rock with. If you hit certain degrees, then the black fez is allowed to you. But we'll let you know when that time is. We don't want brothers to, you know, just be running around doing their own thing. This is not a do your own thing type of movement. You know, there's a lot of rules and regulations and things like that that go into it. There's a lot of responsibility, and it goes back and forth. All right? Any questions on that? Any vibrations? All right, let's get it.
My brother, your brother, Sheikh Farouk, running CEO, Islam family.
Islam, boys. Please be seated. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, Merciful, Consoling, Divine Prophet, I greet you all once again in the Moorish American National Religious Beach. Islam. I rise, giving all praises to Allah, the Father of the universe, cherisher and sustainer of all the boundless universes, most gracious, most merciful, master of the day of judgment. It is Allah that we worship, and it's Allah's aid that we do seek. Islam. Give highest of honors to his prophet, Prophet Nuh Ali, the founder, the
Moorish Science Temple of America, and a redeemer and savior of humanity. Islam, high honors as well to its forerunner, the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, founder of the Universal Negro Improvement Association, who did indeed born and stir up the nations. Islam, giving honors to the Moorish flag, the red flag, the green 5-pointed star in the center. 5 points representing love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Islam, giving honors to the American flag, also known as the Stars and Stripes. This flag exists as a constant reminder that the European nations owe you, the Moors, with compound interests. Islam, and giving honors to the noble Sheikh staffs, the Grand Guard staff to keep the peace. Give honors to you, the ills and babes. For this movement belongs to you and no one else except you. Islam, praise Allah. How's everyone on the holy night? Praise Allah. Before I go into my measure this evening, I'd like to extend honor, further honor. Okay? It is always a beautiful thing when the youth amongst us have performed high honors. Islam, because we know that the things that our Asiatic youth are in the world doing. Islam, now when they do right, what institution is there to honor them and to raise them up and make them feel good about what they did and to go out in the world and do it again? Islam, see, here in this Moorish Science Temple of America, we honor our owner. Islam, Sister Sarah, please rise. Come on, come on. This young sister, through diligent toil, for those that don't know, our young sister is a boxer. I thought Layla Ali was the only one that could do it. She said I couldn't wear it. I asked her if I wear hers. She said no. Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Islam. Our young sister, through diligent training and boxing, going through all the routines and sacrificing her summer in the world, doing normal kid stuff, right? Being in the gym by way of her noble parents. Sheikh Brandon, would you mind please rise? These are Moorish American Muslim parents. Give them a round of applause. Raise all their children in the temple, right? Diligently take their daughter to the gym every day, making sure she trained, making sure she traveled, pulling funds from their own pocket as well as raising them as well, all right? Which that's another thing we should be ashamed of as well. The fact this young lady has to travel and they have to foot the bill. That's sinful. Islam, we are all family, we should be paying that bill. That shouldn't have to go on GoFundMe. This is GoFundMe right here. Islam, but we want to give honors to Sister Sarai Brown Hill. Islam, Bible. Praise Allah. What is the title that you want? It's a pretty heavy book. What's the title that you want? Is there a specific name of the title that you want? Okay, is this one of the nationals or not?
It's not a national.
Okay, but she won a tournament in Texas. Okay, would you mind showing your people at the back? Wants to come up. I got you. Got it? Islam? Takbir! 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 All praise due to Allah. For those that know, that means Allah, the great God, is the great. Islam? That's right, brother. See that brother doing the dance with sister, praise Allah. But Islam, this is what Islam is on this. So if you want to know what Moorish science is, Moorish science ain't no sovereignty documents. Right. It ain't no right to travel. This is Moorish science. Right. This is what the prophet stood for. Islam, upright parents that raise upright children. Islam, that's what this movement is about. Islam, and Sister Sarah, as your uncle, because I call this my niece. Uncle Haru is very proud of you, okay? And the entire temple wants you to take over the group. Know that what you are represent, not only represent your family, but you won't. Not only represent yourself, but you represent the prophet, all emotional Islam. All of us are rooting for you, whether we're there or not, we're in that gym rooting for you, okay? Islam, give us a round of applause when we get This month? Where at? Detroit?
Missouri.
Okay. Missouri. Okay. Praise the Lord. Mom, which one? Okay. Your mother's gonna have Should be, what again? Number one in the country if she was that. So everyone, in their prayers, listen, we're about to later.
Yeah.
I want everybody in their prayers to offer prayers for this young sister and offer her moral support, spiritual support, that she may be, may overcome her opponent. And what month? This month. Praise Allah. Islam? Right. We know battles don't only fall in the physical, they fall in the spiritual first. Islam. Praise Allah. Here at Temple number 19, we have a message. This message came from Allah. And this message is step up or step off. If you're not here to do the work, to do the work, the same door that you use to come in is the same one you can use to go out. Islam? There is no compulsion in religion. We're not compelling you to be here. Islam? The Prophet Noble Ali, he was an angel. He didn't have to beg us to do nothing. Do you know in his writings he says he pleaded with us? A plea from a divine plea from the Prophet. This angel pleaded, he was begging you to do right.
Begging you to save.
Begging you to save yourself. Begging you to think to save yourself. But we don't want the one that came to us. We want prophets of other nations. Islam? That's what we want because we think there's more salvation there. Because it sounds a little cool. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Which if you knew Arabic, you knew that was incorrect. Because the word salah means worship. And we don't worship the Prophet Muhammad. You're playing with gods you don't understand. Islam? The Prophet Noble Ali gave you truth in a simple tongue that you understand. Why did he come and speak English to you? Because that's what you speak. You can pick up Arabic, but guess what? Arabic will always be your second language. You can pick up Hebrew, but Hebrew will always be your second language. Islam? If you weren't born speaking it, you don't have the mind of it.
Wow.
That's a tough pill to swallow. But some of us have learned some languages, we learn some tongues, we think we cold-blooded. This is exact. High count. Right? But you're not, because you still had the thoughts in the girl.
That's right.
As a grand sheikh or governor of the temple, a lot of ones that come to the meeting confide in me after the meeting. Not just after we close, through the week. I have ones that contact me 2, 3, 4 in the morning. They don't end for us. Ones who know me know I'm up 4 in the morning. You can reach me. Islam? The ones that do, I get all types of messages. You'd be surprised what I hear. I get ones that say, I want to proclaim my nationality. This is on the sister side of things. I want to proclaim my nationality, but I'm afraid that I won't fit into the clique.
Go ahead, man.
I'm afraid I won't fit in with the sisters because they seem to have a vibe and I don't feel like I'll fit in good with that. The fact that thought was perceived by anyone who was in our ranks goes to show it's sin and disobedience in our ranks. Because the Prophet said segregation is not for us. We're not permitted to segregate within our ranks. Someone says Islam to you, that's your family. The ills and bays of your family, don't worry about what grandbody they from. Don't worry about that. They ain't got nothing to do with you. Them arguments was before you. Them arguments gonna be after you. Allah willing, inshallah, our babies will straighten it out.
No, ain't no question.
Because right now it's the mess is still going on. We're not worried about that. That's a low thought. We need a higher thought. Right? But the very fact that someone could say that I don't think I'll fit into the clique is so terrible. It's a terrible thing. Islam? We have brothers, as the lieutenant grand governor, as assistant grand governor demonstrated, we have brothers that don't want to secure the people. We men in this room. We got babies in this room. We have women in this room. You're on post at all times. Islam? Come in. Receive the training. Come on, want you to stand up for the looking good. Because if it go down, we'll find out who knows what and who don't. I've been there before. It's not pretty. And I've seen brothers that I thought would hold and they just look like a deer head. You know what I'm saying? You know, and what you're dealing with when you're dealing with brothers like ourselves and sisters like, because we're of one spirit, right? You're talking about ones who've given their life for this.
That's right.
You know, I would rather say I would live for this, right? I'd die for this. It's too morbid thought. But I would live for this. You see, I give every bit of my day, every bit of my finance, every bit of everything I have to this movement.
Go ahead.
Right? And there's no, like the more said, you know, my payment is from Allah.
That's right.
My payment was that, you know when I got paid? When that sister stood up here with that belt. That was my payment. When she stood, they took a picture with Evander Holyfield. And she was standing next to Evander Holyfield shit sometimes. Y'all got my stance right? Right? She standing next to Evander Holyfield. He's sitting there, you know, he threw a big old fist up. And I put up a little, you know, that Libra sarcasm. So I wonder that Evander Holyfield aware that he was, it was an honor for him to stand with a Moorish American Muslim who was born in her free national name.
That's right.
See, the honor wasn't for her standing with him.
That's right.
The honor was for him standing with somebody that was free
right.
and born free. That's the honor. Islam?
Islam.
All right? So, as one, because I can only speak for myself, as one who gives his all for this, I don't want to hear the excuse.
Go ahead.
Got an excuse, don't bring it, take it anywhere but here. Don't bring it within my 360.
Don't bring it in.
You don't want it either more? Shit, do you want to hear an excuse? Not at all, she's very nervous. I said for you, no. Sheikhs don't want to hear it either. Islam? We don't want to hear them. We ain't talking to a room full of babies. We don't want to hear who didn't have it hard. Who didn't have a long day today? You think I didn't have a long day today? I had to get up there screaming, acting silly, acting a fool. And guess what? When we lower the meeting and leave out there, it don't end for me. Like I said, I'm up to 4 in the morning. Right? Because it might be one amongst you who might not, have it in their vibration to speak out in the room. So they'll reach out. Islam, Grand Governor, just want to ask you a question. Praise Allah, what you got? Islam, that's the word.
That's right.
Right? We got people from different camps contacting us. Because they see the light of the prophet and they want it.
Go ahead, man.
Because they realize it's their birthright.
Go ahead, man.
It don't belong to nobody else, it's theirs.
That's right.
We didn't come to give you nothing that ain't yours, it's yours. Islam, could you imagine if you had a duffel bag with $1 million sitting there? But you won't claim it. You go around, you want to work your European job, what's minimum wage now? I don't know.
$7.25.
$7.25 an hour. No disrespect, ain't like working it. But if you had $1 million laying in the duffel bag right there, wouldn't you want to proclaim that throughout the land?
Yes, sir.
Right? You got more than $1 million in profit, no neutrality. You got way more than that. Because you know what proclaiming your nationality does? It puts you on an equal footing with the other nations of the planet.
That's right.
You walk in as an equal. You don't walk in as subservient to them, asking them, oh, but can you recognize me and my Islam? Listen, no, you must pray like this. No, you cannot wear your pants like this. Pull your pants up a little higher because your cuffs on the ground. And according to the hadith, it says that you
That's right.
color your beard orange because, we're not walking around with orange beards. Our prophet, Noble Drali, was our example. He didn't walk around with orange.
That's right.
Islam, Prophet Noble Drali taught us how to walk, talk, eat, dress. Islam, he taught us how to pray,
That's right.
think. Islam, but we don't want that. We want that which comes from other nations.
That's right.
And you know what? You're going to receive that which comes from other nations.
That's right.
Are they at peace? Is Palestine in peace?
No, sir.
Is Saudi Arabia in peace?
No.
Is Turkey in peace with the suicide bomber that just blew up the country?
No, sir.
Are they in peace? No, with all their forms of Islam, they don't have peace. See, but we are for peace and not destruction. Ain't nothing in our Quran about nothing about no suicide vest. We don't have no hadith talking about no 70 virgins. You do this wickedness, you get 70 virgins in paradise. But what did the sisters get? If the brother does this wickedness and gets 70 virgins, what did the sisters that disciplined themselves and fast every Ramadan, did her Hajj, made all of salat prayers? What does she get when she go to paradise? I'm quite sure she wouldn't want no 70 virgins.
20 salats a day. 20 rakahs a day.
And am I doing this to make fun of or make light of anyone's religion?
Tell the truth.
No.
Tell the truth.
But some of this stuff that we're doing is silly. Because we're acting like we weren't sent a prophet. We're still acting like Negroes. Right? We want to run around with fezzes on, holy God, Islam, this and that. But our thought process is still Negro. Why the usage of an axe to cut all that stuff away?
That's right.
Islam?
Islam.
See, this right here is a warning.
Go ahead, teach you.
This ain't a warning to Christians. It's not a warning to Jews. It's not a warning to Euro Gentiles. It's not a warning to Negroes. This right here is not a warning to blacks. It's not a warning to colors of Ethiopians or African Americans or Latinos. This is a warning for Moorish Americans who proclaim Prophet Noble Drew Ali but don't do his works. Won't act as our brother Simon of Cyrene when Jesus was carrying his cross and couldn't carry it and buckled under the pressure of one knee, and the brother came to help them lift his cross. We don't want to demonstrate those degrees. We won't help the man with his yoke. What kind of yoke did the prophet have? Look at the people he had to come to.
Go ahead.
And I'm not talking about y'all because y'all are enlightened people,
Talking that
right?
talk,
But when y'all walk out that door, who y'all gonna face? That's who the prophet had to deal with. Islam, and it's still going on because you won't do your job. You won't lace your shoes up. You won't demonstrate the degrees that were given to you. You don't want to do it. You want to play. You want to play with something that was holy and divine. See, you don't play with divine energy. You don't play with Allah. This thing will tear you up. You play with it and make you lose your mind.
I'm saying it, bro. I'm saying it.
It'll make you lose your mind.
I'm saying it.
I'm saying it again. It'll make you lose your what?
I'm saying it. Countless times I'm saying it.
When you plan with an angel or a prophet or a man's life legacy.
I'm saying it. I'm saying it.
You can't come in the name of someone that don't do their works. You can't.
Right.
You can't do it. Right? The prophet took and gave you the degrees to make you gods and goddesses. Cut and dry. Islam,
Islam.
in Washington, D.C. right now, State Capitol building, in the rotunda. Go in the rotunda and you look up, but you can be looking up the inside of the dome.
Yep.
When you look up there's a mural in silver.
You see it.
When you look at that mural, it's George Washington dressed as their version of an angel.
Yep.
So all these different angels around him ministering unto him. That painting is called the Apotheosis of George Washington.
So,
For those taking notes, write it down. Apotheosis. A-P-O-T-E. Okay. I didn't want to write it before today.
that's right, bro. That's what it is.
Apo means to become. Theos in Greek means God. So apotheosis means to become God. George Washington is the father,
That's right.
the European father of this nation.
God.
Islam? In the building where they make and enforce law, there's a painting called the Apotheosis.
That's right.
George Washington becoming God.
You see it right there.
Because you can't make and enforce law unless you God. Can't no Negroes make no laws. Look at our communities. Where the laws at? What do you see in our communities? Anarchy.
That's right.
And what is anarchy? The absence of law. And I heard a Moorish elder say a long time ago that anarchy is in nobody's best interest. Okay? So y'all, our people talk about this stuff. We want the European out, running out. We'll govern ourselves. You ain't ready for that. Who are you fooling? Who are you fooling? You can't govern yourself. You gonna govern the community?
That's right.
You have to circumscribe your pastors and got out your feelings, but you want to run the European out. He's an unbeliever. He's a kafir. He's all these beautiful sounding terms, but he's holding government down. Now, you can be on whatever side of that you want to be on, right? But if you go out here and get knocked upside the head, there's a number you can go on. It's 3 numbers. It's 911. Now, you might not agree with the service you get, but that's your fault. Because you pay for the service, but you're not in place to make sure the funds for the service is allocated properly. How do you pay for the service? You pay taxes. You go buy a bottle of juice from the gas station right there and add taxes to that. When you pay that, that's your contribution to government. Right? So why aren't you in government at the table teaching them how to allocate those funds? Because sometimes they fall into their lower selves. Ain't nobody, nobody worried about the 16,000 right here. Let's take that and do this way. But if you're not holding them to account for that, oh, that's right. That's a free national standard and principle. You got to have a nationality to think on that level. Where you going to get that from? As the Sheikh said, you're not going to get that from the NAACP. They're going to teach you some beautiful songs to sing. They're going to give you some gym shoes to march in. But they're not going to give you no answers. And that's by design.
That's right.
Who founded the NAACP? And did they look like it? Pale Jews. You mean to tell me they had your best interest at heart?
No, sir.
Okay? SCS, run it down. Okay? But who founded the Moorish Science Center? When was it founded? Where? So you have to know as much about your organization and what it was designed to do and how the prophet began to uplift the Moorish Americans. You have to know that just like you know this European society out here. You know that back and front, but you don't know that which was brought to you. So as I said, this is a warning, right? It's not my warning. The prophet has something that he called the divine warning. Then there's divine warning from the nations about the prophet. Then there's caveat emptor, that divine warning. He was constantly warning you about this Moorish science. See, Moors speak a certain way because he taught us how to talk. So we can tell if you wanted to profit Moors or not just by you just mentioning it, just utter a sentence. Just say something.
That's right.
You're going to reveal yourself. You think you're being slick, but just say something. And if out flies your mouth, oh, the de facto, de jure government of the... Yeah, I know where you got that from. I know who taught you to talk like that, and it wasn't Nobles Rock. The instrument and the conveyance, I'm not driving a car, I'm traveling in the conveyance. That was the foreign people that taught you how to talk like that. Islam, Prophet Nobles Riley spoke in certain terms. And his terms can get things done. Your terms get you locked up. Now you tell me. Truth or falsehood? Only thing that exists. Sheikh said love and hate, same thing. What do you choose? What are you going to choose, Mort? And see, we do you a disservice by talking around the subject. Let's address the elephant in the room. Islam, right now, how many card-carrying members of the Moorish Science Club of America do we have present right now? I'll show my hands. Raise my house like I said. Card-carrying. There's more here. Come on down. Stop thinking. Don't play with me. Okay? All right. Keep your hands up. How many of you stand with Prophet Noble Drew Ali and his program? Careful with that. Careful with that. You'll be tried by it.
No, ain't no question.
Islam? So that means I shouldn't be thinking, people I shouldn't be thinking, wow, you know, who are my movers and shakers? We got an idea, and we need to push the idea forward, and I'm making calls, and everybody got something to do.
Wow.
If all these people stand with Noble Drew Ali, got his card in your pocket, calling yourself what he named you, how is it I can't find anybody to get stuff done? When we need books printed, rent paid, so on and so forth. We had to let an opportunity go of a building because the Moors, the treasurer, just gave the bottom line. Sister, give me the bottom line. Can we afford it? She said, with the numbers and the consistency that we've been faced with, no. I thought we was dealing with adults. We can't handle a building. A building is nothing. Let's say $1,000 a month. All these exaggerations, large Muslim Americans in trouble. Right? Y'all talking about China got no money. Y'all know already you've passed the $1.1 trillion mark in America. The year ain't over yet. 1.1 trillion, but y'all ain't got no money. You got money for everything else except your salvation. You got money for everything else except your baby's salvation. You want to grow up and see your babies enslaved. Think this again. Type in FEMA camp and see what you get. Type in FEMA coffins and see what you get. Type in FEMA trains and see what you get. See, this ain't the 60s. See, in the 60s, when all that jumped off, they didn't have enough space to lock the wall up. They didn't. And King and them knew that. Dr. King. Them knew that. So they said, okay, let's just all get in the streets. They can't lock us all up. Guess what? That ain't true. There's prisons all scattered throughout the Midwest. Right? Nobody in them. Seat 500,000 people. Nobody in them, but the lights are still on. They pay us, a total of something like $10,000 to $15,000 a month just to keep the lights on, but nobody's in them. Who do you think those prisons are for? See, because when a Negro feels like something unjust has happened to him, right? What's the only thing he knows how to do? Tear up.
Can't cope.
Anybody ever been in a riot? I have. And there's a spirit in a riot that moves on people. There's a spirit in a riot that takes a person who's not circumscribed and it moves on them and it makes them just want to destroy everything. And then the next morning after a riot, everything's just as calm, peaceful as it want to be. But it's destruction as far as I'm eyes. Okay? And not by far, I'm not a fire and brimstone type demonstrator. But these are real things. See, we're your elders now. Saying I'm only 43, that's the sad part about it. Because the ones that's over us, a lot of them got life issues. They need to be redeemed and brought back home. So Allah has thrust upon us the duty of becoming elders in our 40s. Islam? So we really had to dig deep into the Prophet's messages to pull out true guidance, because I don't want to tell you what I think. I don't have an opinion. Islam?
Islam.
Duty of a prophet is to do what?
So based on that Islam.
Save the nations from the wrath of Allah. What's the degree of Jonah?
Go ahead, man.
Jonah was given a mission.
Talk.
He was terrified. I can't do that. People crazy. Took off. Went to the shore, got on the boat. Turbulent waters kicked up, tips out of the boat. According to the story, the whale swallowed him.
Go ahead.
In the belly of the whale, belly of the beast, 3 days and 3 nights. Islam, battling with self, right? He spat up on the shore and decided to do what, heed Allah's call. Goes to the people of Nineveh, which is Babylon, and ministered unto them. And the people got back in line and were saved. So that one who was terrified to take on his duty actually fulfilled Allah's purpose. That's y'all. Y'all terrified to do this thing. And I know it because I've been there. I've been there when Allah has given you the call. I'm an introvert. I don't like being around people. I don't. I'm not impressed by human beings at all. But when Allah gives you a purpose, you can't run from it. You can think you're going to run from it. Y'all heard that story about the angel of death when he came to that one man? Right? He heard he was going to come to him. He was a rich man. So he jumped in his fast car, right? Rode to the airport, got on his fast jet, went to the coast, got on his fast yacht, went to this island, ran up the mountain, ran inside the cave and sat. Surely the angel will definitely find me here. And he looked, and the angel was definitely sitting right there like, what took you so long? You can't escape it. It's called Qadr in Arabic. Everyone, Qadr. Qadr means fate or destiny. You can't run from it. Believe it or not, you were born to do this work. It's already been written.
That's right.
You got to find yourself within it. And the time is now. It's not tomorrow. It wasn't yesterday. It's right now. To pick up the work and move. Islam? So that's what today's message was for. Usually I don't have titles for myself. I give it as Allah gives it. Islam? You give everything for it. It becomes all that matters. And if it's not all that matters, you're seeking. And we don't mind you seeking. But don't say you with us. And then when tested, you prove that you're not with us. Islam? They did all the prophets that way and it's still going on. And some of us, a certain contingency of us, would even kill those prophets that came just to silence the message. But you know what? You can't kill an idea. Prophet Noah Drali passed form in 1929, and here we are, 2016, still demonstrating his idea. You can't kill an idea. Islam? If you want to see the Prophet Noah Drali's prophecies come true, make them come true. Ain't no spook degree. If you want to see it come to pass, make it come to pass. The Arabs believe, a certain contingency of them believed in Prophet Muhammad, and they made some of his visions come to pass. You go everywhere, everybody knows Islam. Islam is everywhere, right? But that's their understanding of it, right? When will you stand up? Y'all still demonstrating Peter. Denying me. You deny me 3 times for the morning. Who you for? You ain't with me. But we still not. No drug. Well, I'm really an MU Muslim. I'm not an MO Muslim. We still doing that kind of thing. Islam? Right? So more, this is not a game. We don't carry it like it's a game. We don't take it like it's a game. Prophet Noah Drali in all of his measures, he was hardest on the sheiks and sheikesses. He's hard on us. That goes back to the book of Jeremiah, which demonstrates woe to the shepherds that scatter my flock.
Yes, sir.
That's that degree. Islam? Allah will anoint you to have you stand in front of ones and guide them. You have to be the living example to the utmost of your ability. Don't claim to be something you're not, because those people you helped destroy, you must pay for their souls. Because you guided them in that matter. Islam?
Islam.
All right. Are there any questions, comments, concerns, or statements?
Made a comment earlier about the Jonah issue.
Yes.
Looking at it from my perspective, I think today, looking at it from the enemy's perspective, like Jonah was running.
That's right.
But inside the boat, they like, who caused this storm?
That's right.
Who getting us hurt?
That's right.
Because they're not doing their job. Everything is tearing up around them.
That's
You got to
right.
get rid of it.
Islam.
It's the same fight on the Asiatic black man, the Asiatic man, period.
Mhm.
Because that's what he's going through.
Mhm.
But they know that they have to keep him there.
Islam.
As long as they keep that, they can keep perpetuating
The chaos.
the genetically modified organisms.
That's right.
You understand?
That's right. That's right. Now, if you take that story to the New Testament, same incident happened to Jesus on the boat. Storm happens, everybody's panicking, Jesus comes up and says, peace be still. Islam? And the waters calm themselves. Islam? So this was a master in control of the chaos. So you parallel the two. You see what I'm saying? We can control this chaos. It don't have to go down like this. It really doesn't, because you have the keys. The keys of civilization were and are in the hands of the Asiatic nations. You got the answer. You have the answer. You don't have nobody to blame because you got the answer. Islam? When is it going to fix itself? When you fix it. When's the next leader for our people going to pop up? When you stop playing and stand up? Or when you come stand with us? Islam? All right? So this is the message we come with. And we do our best, to help us demonstrate one prophet, one something. We don't care what grand body you're from. We don't really care about the customs. We try to respect the customs of the family. This one man right here is Angel. Okay? He was the father of the Moors. Islam? This man right here inspired this man right here on the bottom. The man on the bottom is our brother John Gibbons Hill. Islam? They call him the reincarnated prophet. One's ridiculed him. What do you mean he reincarnated this and that, whatever? He can't be. Look at what he helped raise and sustain in his day. He demonstrated certain degrees. Islam? See, we speak on things out of our passions and our feelings, but we don't understand that they did work in their day. And these are our fathers. And look at them sisters up in there. Them sisters on the planet. That's the majority of sisters. Islam? Oh, this man right here, this law man right here. My brother Richardson lived in Liverpool. It's one of our fathers. Islam?
That's him right there. That's him right there. Sir, I know that man.
Ancient fathers. Our brother Timothy Dinwiddie. These are ones that have done the work. Islam, the fact that you know what a Moor is today. They kept the temple doors open. They propagated the faith of Ali in America. Islam? This is 1936. That's 1936. It's 2016. Where are these pictures at now? It should be quadrupled at now.
Right.
More, can we please zoom into this? This is 1936. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Look at all the Moorish Americans. Do you see anybody with a fez on and flip-flops or sneakers or a t-shirt? You see anybody disrespecting the Holy God?
No, sir.
You see anybody playing with the movement?
No, sir.
You see them slouching to the side?
No, sir.
Or are they upright, independent, and fearless, and care for their loved ones, and follow the prophet to a destiny that is not uncertain or unknown? Islam? This is the same convention. I couldn't get it all in 8x11. Moorish American Muslims. They love the prophet, Noble Jurali. They love the prophet. And you know they love the prophet because how they move through the earth. You can tell a person if they honor their parents by how they move. Because your actions are a credit to their name. Islam? If we ain't rolling like this, we playing. Take the fez off, go back and be a nigga. Is that me? Or is that the prophet Noble Jurali? Take off the fez and turban, return the card and burden, and button and return to the state behind the prophet. That's Noble Jurali said. If you can't abide by these simple things I'm asking you, give everything back and go be a Negro. Period. Islam? This ain't Burger King, you can't have it your way. Islam? This is a holy and divine movement. There's also a divine and national movement. How you gonna carry that? How are we gonna make these babies look at us like this? That's called legacy and inheritance. The only thing I pay babies is inheriting now is bad credit and problems. That's it. And that's a shame because nothing in the Prophet Noble Jurali would leave you on that foot. He told you about economic power, economic security, how important it was. I got some healing. I had a pinched nerve before I started. Got my walk back first. Go ahead, man. This is the energy we're dealing with here. This ain't words. It's vibration. It's love. It's because I love you I speak to you this way. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't say nothing. Trust me, I wouldn't say nothing to you. Believe that. I wouldn't say anything to you. I love my people. before anyone else.